PS5 Pro fails to run Elden Ring at 60 frames per second. Well, I'm glad you guys, caught up to Elden Ring's performance issues. Here's the thing. A lot of people are caught off guard by this, and it is kind of sending certain communities in a whirlspin. That's what we should call it. But essentially, a lot of people are freaking out about this. And honestly, I find it kind of funny because, I played Elden Ring quite a bit. Probably same goes to you who's watching this video. We likely both know that Elden Ring's performance has not been great. So, it's really interesting to kind of see people wake up to this because I always love, kind of putting pressure on Fromsoftware to improve. Mate, my 3070 can't run Elden Ring at a steady 60 FPS. It's not the PS5 Pro, it's Elden Ring. I get people don't want to put the blame on Elden Ring, but it's not the most optimized game out there. I love it, but Elden Ring's performance has never been its strongest suit. Completely agree. And it's not even like we're, blaming Fromsoftware for kind of... Look, Elden Ring's a crazy game. Like, to be honest, like, that open world is one of my favorite open worlds just because of the atmosphere. The combat you can get into just walking around always feels really good. Bosses are amazing. Radahn, I gotta give Fromsoftware credit for fixing Radahn. He runs really good right now. But I feel like he could have ran as well as he is now, when the game released. So it's interesting seeing people kind of catch up to, the performance to Elden Ring and what we can especially, focus on for the next Fromsoftware Souls installment is just, a little bit of focus on performance and just like, I don't know, Fromsoftware is a great dev team. They are making great games, but we can't just give them praise all the time, especially when they noticeably come up short. So, I don't know. I find it really cool to kind of see people, discuss this sort of thing. But it seems like they're a little bit late. The smoothest Elden Ring experience continues to be the PS4 version on any PS5. Okay, guys, I have a PS4. It's very old. Let me know in the comments if this is true, because if it is, I'm going to get Elden Ring on PS4. Oh my god, it would likely explode, but hey, if it runs really good, why not? Elden Ring, despite being one of the best games of all time, is also one of the worst optimized. Half of the settings don't change how the game looks or performs on PC. It's also impossible to get consistent 60 FPS. Your FPS is going to drop somewhere. Yeah, 100%, especially in the DLC. This is cool though. Could you imagine if all this outrage, gets Fromsoftware to actually improve some, stability issues for sure, and then, as a consequence, I guess, from that, invasions actually get like a little bit of a patch and they've run better. That would be kind of cool. But dude, yeah, I agree. I don't know about one of the worst optimized on PC. For the most part, it runs fine, but yeah, like it's consistent 60 FPS on my computer right now is not great, and my computer's fine, but it's just, yeah, Elden Ring's very demanding. But yeah, I can definitely see where Fromsoftware might be able to cook a little bit longer. What they did with Radahn, going from, Radahn didn't run great on DLC launch, but they were able to patch it where now it runs pretty good. And of course, Radahn was kind of nerfed because of how flashy it was, but it's interesting to see Fromsoftware make those decisions. So I think they're capable of fixing the game, or at least learning from their mistakes. As a console gamer, I'm excited for the day I can finally have a better balance of good graphics and good frame rate and Bloodborne remake. Oh my god, actually Bloodborne's pretty interesting to reference here, considering the way Bloodborne launched. Yeah, Bloodborne didn't run great. So I really don't think it's like a PC or console issue. It's definitely, I feel like it's time oriented on Fromsoftware's. And also, to be fair, Fromsoftware's hype has just been like exceeding itself every time. So Man, I don't want to like feel bad for them, but that's a lot to live up to. So, I do think they can improve the performance for games. I think they have it in them. But okay, let's see what else they're saying here. For example, on Space Marine 2, oh yay, it's Space Marine 2 mentioned. On my PS5, I'm forced to choose between an eye-watering 30 FPS with great visuals or have things run smoother. I pick smoother all the time. Just because of game mechanics, especially Space Marines 2, that, oh boy, oh my god, I want to play it right now. But Space Marines 2 is so good. Just the way the combat feels. It honestly does remind me a lot about Elden Ring, or like at least Fromsoftware's combat in general, like especially Armored Core. But it all looks a bit blurry and out of focus. It's not the end of the world, but the difference in graphical quality between performance and quality mode is quite noticeable. All right, well noted. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, Space Marines 2 can get pretty crazy. Fromsoftware would need to release a patch. This is a new architecture, RDNA4, etc. For sure, you cannot just boot your game and expect all the optimizations and AI upscaling to work. Okay, I have no idea what RDNA4 is. Now, this is a long shot. Let me know in the comments if you know what they're saying. But yeah, of course about upscaling and all that. Given that PC players cannot even play on 21.9 still despite the massive popularity, I think a fan-made mod exists, I wouldn't automatically assume that they are working on a PS5 Pro patch. Okay. Fair enough, but you know what? I gotta admit, we did not get a patch in Elden Ring for like quite a long time. I wouldn't say it's outside of their wheelhouse to just patch the game. They, Armored Core just recently got a patch as well, so this, I don't think you're giving them enough credit for their patches, but I don't expect them to know about it, unless you've been playing Elden Ring since the launch, you really don't know how many patches we really had. Eurogamer is sometimes just embarrassing with the clickbait, and it does, in fact, run the game in performance mode very well. And the non-RT mode is running at 60 quite a bit despite drops, with no patch. So this is the most controversial comment at the moment. I guess what makes it controversial is people want it to run better, but I gotta be honest, that's what they're explaining here isn't bad. Like, this is pretty much what I'm doing when I invade. And I admit, PC performance for invasions is not the best. So whenever the conversation comes up about Fromsoftware patching a game just for performance, I'm always going to get behind that. Like, that is just, positive. It's positive for the game. Why not have it run better, But at the same time, I can see where the reaction to this is definitely a little bit overblown. Or at least what I read, it's like some of these people, they don't really play Elden Ring that much, but they played it at launch and know that at certain points they had bad performance, and then they remember that, put a comment here talking about it. With that said, I definitely agree. There's certain areas in Elden Ring, of course, that can be improved performance-wise, and I also believe that Fromsoftware is going to be able to learn from their mistakes. Not particularly a surprise considering the performance of Elden Ring on PC. Okay, here we go. Of course. Even though they somehow got their crap together on Armored Core 6, yes, I completely agree. That is a great call. I love how Armored Core 6 and Space Marines 2 were mentioned in this comment thread. But yeah, I agree. I think they're on it. But yeah, there's definitely a few comments here who are like just kind of freaking out a little bit. Yeah, see, yeah, there's like I'm literally reading a comment that says, "Way too many comments doing the leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone meme." But I gotta be honest, like, again, putting pressure on Fromsoftware to improve won't ultimately be a bad thing, as long as you're respectable about it, for sure. And I do think they have it in them to improve Elden Ring. Like, why not just release a patch, improve the performance? We'll see. Dude, could you imagine if Invasions just started running seamlessly on PC because of a PS5 Pro patch? That would be huge. But okay. Yep, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.